Welcome, language learners, and hello to everyone at Linguist Rising. If you've just cracked open the Alif Baa textbook and you're ready to start your journey into Arabic, you are in exactly the right place. Think of this as your guided tour of Unit 1. We're going to break down all the core ideas and get you set up for success. You know, starting a new language is always this amazing mix of excitement and, let's be real, maybe a little bit of, whoa, where do I even begin? But don't you worry. We're going to demystify everything so you can hit the ground running. So, you ready? Let's take a peek at what we'll be covering. So, here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the Alif Baa program itself. Then, the main event. We'll meet the Arabic alphabet and figure out how the script actually works. After that, we'll get into the super important difference between formal and spoken Arabic, learn a few first words, and wrap up with some really key tips on how to succeed. Okay, let's officially kick things off. The Alif Baa program, it's really designed with English speakers in mind. The whole point is to take you from square one, the absolute basics of sounds and letters, all the way up to having real conversations. It's a complete package, and this is where it all begins. Think of Unit 1, what we're doing right now, as your orientation. It's all about the big picture, getting you comfortable with the landscape of the language. Then, starting in Unit 2, the book gets down to business, introducing you to every single letter and sound one by one. So this unit really is the foundation for everything to come. All right, let's dive into the heart of it all, the alphabet. Just like any language, these letters are the fundamental building blocks, right? They're what you're going to use for everything, reading, writing, the whole shebang. So, how many are there? It's a pretty manageable number, actually. The main Arabic alphabet has just 28 letters, and that number covers all the consonants and the long vowels. See? Not so scary, right? By the time you're done with this book, you'll know every last one. And here they are, all 28 of them. Now, take a good look at this chart. The very first thing your brain needs to lock onto is the direction. See how it's laid out? It's meant to be read from right to left, starting right up there in the top right corner. This is probably the biggest, most fundamental shift you'll make. Now, besides those 28 letters, you're also going to see about 14 other little symbols and marks. But wait, don't panic. These are not new letters you have to memorize. Just think of them as little helpers. They're markers for things like short vowels or pronunciation tweaks. The best part is, you don't need to learn them all right now. The book will introduce them slowly, exactly when you need them. So, you've got the letters. How do they actually become words? Well, Arabic script has 4 really special characteristics, and I promise you, once you get these 4 rules down, the whole system is just going to click. It'll all make sense. Here they are, the big 4. First, like we said, it's written from right to left. Second, the letters are almost always connected, kind of like cursive. Third, a letter's shape actually changes a little bit depending on where it is in a word. And fourth, the script has what we can call 2 layers. Let's break each of those down. Okay, so that right to left thing, it's not just about the lines of text. An entire Arabic book or newspaper is opened from what an English speaker would think of as the back. You literally open the cover from the left side and read towards the right. It feels a little weird for the first day or two, but you'd be amazed how fast your brain adapts. Next up, connectivity. In printed English, our letters just sit next to each other, right? But in Arabic, they flow together. So over here, you see the individual letters for the word bab, which means door. But look at what happens when you write it. See how they connect into one beautiful flowing word? That's what gives Arabic script its signature look. All right, number 3, the changing shapes. Now, this one can sound intimidating, but it's actually super logical. A letter will look slightly different if it's at the start of a word, in the middle, or at the end. But, and this is the important part, the core of the letter, especially its unique pattern of dots, always stays the same. Your brain is a pattern-finding machine, and it'll catch on really quick. And finally, the 2 layers. This is so cool. The first layer is like the word skeleton. It's made of the main consonants and the long vowels. The second layer is called the vocalization. These are those little marks we saw earlier that tell you the short vowels. But here's the kicker. In almost all modern writing, books, websites, newspapers, that second layer is just gone. Readers use context to know the word just from its skeleton. Wild, right? Okay, so we've covered the mechanics of writing. Let's switch gears and talk about the culture of speaking. It is absolutely essential to know that Arabic isn't just one monolithic thing. It exists in different forms, or what linguists call registers. You're basically going to be dealing with 2 different kinds of Arabic. On one side, you have formal Arabic, often called Modern Standard Arabic, or MSA.
That's the language you'll see in books, on the news, and in formal speeches across the entire Arab world. On the other side, you have spoken Arabic, the day-to-day language people actually use to chat, and this changes from country to country. And here's why Alif Baa is so great. It teaches you both. You'll learn MSA so you can read and write, but you'll also learn key phrases from spoken dialects so you can actually talk to people.
And that is the perfect segue to the really fun part. Actually using the language. Unit 1 isn't just a bunch of rules. It's designed to get you speaking right from the get-go.
From the very beginning, you're going to learn super useful phrases for greetings and introductions. And the book focuses on 2 really big dialects, Egyptian and Levantine, which is spoken in places like Syria and Lebanon. This means you immediately have the tools to say hello, ask someone their name, and reply. It's all about giving you practical, real-world communication skills from day one.
Okay, for our last section, let's talk about the single most important part of this whole equation. And that's you, your mindset. The textbook actually starts with some fantastic advice on how to be an active, successful language learner.
So, what are the secrets? First, you've got to study actively. Don't just read silently, say the sounds out loud, write the words down. Next, be an audio-visual learner. You have to connect the sound of a letter with its shape in your mind. Then, you have to repeat, repeat, repeat. Seriously, do the drills until they're boring, because that means it's becoming second nature. You also have to own it, make the vocabulary personal. And last but not least, review every single day. Language builds on itself, so even 5 minutes makes a huge difference.
I absolutely love this quote from the textbook because it is so true. Think about it. You can't learn to play a sport just by reading the rulebook, right? You have to get out there and practice, build that muscle memory. Well, language is the exact same way. It's a skill you build through active, daily practice. So there you have it. You've got the roadmap, you know the basic rules of the road, and you've got the right mindset for the journey. You are officially ready to begin. The only thing left is to take that first step. So I'll just leave you with this one question to get you started. What will be the first word you learn to write?